Recording all of that. That's so funny. Forget y'all. All right. Who wants to start off? Anybody?
I'll go.
Anybody? Thank you, Alexis. So, Alexis, pick left or right. Which way are you going to go afterwards?
Right.
Okay. So, Martasia, get ready.
My book is called The Chance, and it's by Karen Kingsbury.
Can we see it since you have it? Model it there. That's very good. Okay.
The reason I picked this book is because I don't like reading, and I had to find a book to read that I would actually like. So I asked Miss Eubanks to help me find a book, and she came up with this one. And then the main characters in this book were Ellie, Nolan, Alan, Caroline, and Peyton. The setting of this book is many different places. The main place I would say would be San Diego. And then the plot of this book was there was this married couple, Alan and Caroline, and they had a daughter named Ellie. Alan was always gone for work. So Caroline started having an affair with Peyton Anders, who was a country singer. And she ended up getting pregnant, and he told her that she wasn't going to be in his house with somebody else's baby. So he kicked her out, and then Ellie was dating a guy named Nolan. And her dad told her that they had to leave and move to San Diego. So when they moved to San Diego, she had to leave Nolan, and Nolan and her made a promise to come back in 11 years to read letters that they wrote each other the night before they left. And they buried them, and they couldn't read them until 11 years. But they end up not seeing each other for 11 years, and they talked once through the 11 years that they were gone because her dad wouldn't get her a phone, and her mom tried to reach her. But all the letters that her mom sent, he ended up saving them and keeping them, so she couldn't read them. But that's where I am right now.
Okay. Do you like it? What's the next question?
Yeah, I like this book because I just like it. It's a good book.
What makes it good?
It's a book that I would like to read.
Because you're such a romantic. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could ask the author a question today, if they were here, what would you ask them?
What made her write this book?
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Alexis? Nobody? I have one. So, who are these children? Are these kids? Because somebody had an affair.
Well, Caroline and Alan, they're grown. They have a daughter named Ellie, and she's 15.
So Ellie got pregnant and Mama was having an affair?
No. Caroline had an affair, which was Ellie's mom.
Okay.
Caroline had an affair with Peyton Anders because her husband was always gone, and she got pregnant by Peyton. And her husband, Alan, told her that she couldn't live with him no more.
Oh, so he put her out.
Yeah.
And she went with her mom.
What?
Ellie went with her mom?
No, she went with her dad to San Diego.
Oh, she stayed there. Oh, okay. So we'll see how that ends up. All right. Nobody has any questions?
No.
Okay, so that's part of the literacy circle.
Sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting.
It really is.
Sounds like a little soap opera. Okay. All right, Martasia. So be thinking of questions that you would like to ask. Everybody should ask at least one question today of somebody.
So this book is called Shadows of the Redwood, and it's by an author named Gillian Summers.
May I see? Thank you.
Like that deep dark stuff. The only reason I decided to read this book was because I needed my AR points.
Thank you for your honesty. Okay.
And the main characters are Healy, the Ancient Trees, and Calitia. And they're like really weird names because they're like fairy tale people or whatever. And the setting is in the Redwoods and at a Ren fair. And
At a what?
a Ren fair. It's kind of like a regular fair, but they just call it a different thing.
Okay.
The plot is about Kalia and Kalitia were from the Dread Forest, but the people from the Redwood Forest had to, they lost their eldest person, so they had to go to the Redwoods to look for him, but things started happening. They were mysterious or whatever, so more people kept getting injured and hurt, and then in the end they just forgot what they were there to do. So now this book is kind of crazy because it's not really explained a lot of stuff that the book is doing. When I first started reading this book, I didn't like it because it was very boring, but now it's okay.
It's just okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
What would you ask the author if they were here today?
Why did you write this book?
Why does she write it? It's a she?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Alexis? Martasia.
Me. Is that book is it crazy because your picture on there?
Yes, it's crazy.
Did you ever figure out what that thing was?
Well, this picture is resembling this jester thing from medieval times named Peace God, and he's evil, but he stalks them everywhere, and it's pretty weird.
I got a question. You said it was about a fair, a fair with carnival rides and stuff?
It's not. It's an ancient fair. It's a medieval type book. Yeah. That's why it's called Red.
Who said that?
I think it's short for Renaissance.
Anybody else? That was a good question because I was sitting here wondering too. So you said he stalks them?
Yes.
So is he a main character?
No, not really. He's just a background character. He might be later in the book.
So you haven't finished it?
No.
Okay. Are you going to be able to finish it by Friday?
Probably.
Okay.
Bravo.
Bravo! All right, Miss Heather.
Okay. My book is Downsiders by Neil Shutterman. I decided to read this book because I've read a bunch of Neil Shutterman books, and I think he's a good author. The main characters are a boy named Talon and a girl named Lindsay. The setting is in
That'd have been
New
freaky.
York.
We had a Lindsay here too.
The setting is in New York. It's what's so funny? Okay, in New York, and in these secret subway passages underneath it. And the plot is the boy named Talon is living in the secret subway passages, and they have their own community, and they're not allowed to go to the real world above ground, and they think that the people that live above the ground are stupid and that they don't know anything about life, even though it's the people that are down there that don't know anything. And one day he's peeking out of a drainage pipe or something, and he sees this girl named Lindsay, and he love at first sight or something, and so he kidnaps her and takes her down there.
Oh. Okay. Well then.
But she goes willingly, but kind of not, so I don't know. And so they fall in love or whatever, but she has to stay on the top side and he stays on the downside, but then he gets found out that he took somebody to the downside, so he is they tried to kill him, but since the downside people are stupid, they thought that putting him through this pipe would kill him, except it just took him to the ocean, so he was the topside now. And so yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And
Do you like it? I think you said that already
yeah,
because you read books in a
it
series.
was good.
So what question would you ask the author if they were here today?
Why could Lindsay and Talon not be together forever and ever? Because they had to split up in the end.
Oh, so you finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ruined it for somebody, didn't she? Oh, we got a question over here.
Does that talent in the book remind you of that talent?
No, not at all.
I have a question.
Okay, Talon.
How do they spell talent?
Oh, come on.
Talon.
I knew it.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. Has anybody else read this series? Somebody did because they said, I like this. That was Max. Emily, did you raise your hand? You read this series too? Okay. All right. Moving along. It's Sammy.
My book's name is Heroes Saving Charlie, and it's a good book so far. And the author is Ari Wallington, and I read this book because it was the first day of school and I didn't have a book with me, so I picked it up. And the main characters are Hyro, Charlie, and Lloyd, and the setting is in Texas, and at Hyro's house, and at the diner, and at Charlie's house. And the plot is like, so Hyro and his brother are coming to Texas from Japan, and they stop at this diner because they're hungry, and Hyro meets Charlie, and Charlie, it's like love at first sight too, and
Hello, a girl or a boy?
Hyro's a boy, Charlie's a girl.
Okay.
And
I see I can get that confused.
Hyro decides he's going to ask out Charlie, and his brother gets mad at him, but he doesn't care. His brother's name is Ando. And so Hyro goes to the bathroom preparing himself to ask out Charlie, and then when Hyro gets out of the bathroom, Charlie's dead, and
Terrible. Okay.
Charlie's dead. Hyro's like devastated, and then Hyro finds out, he goes back to Japan, and he finds out that he can pause time. And so he tells his friend Ando, and he goes back, he travels through space and goes back to that day. No, he goes further than that because he can't control his powers yet. And it's like 6 months before it happened, and Hyro meets Charlie, and Hyro doesn't tell Charlie anything. And then Hyro and Charlie like hook up, and yeah, and and Charlie starts to learn Japanese so they can talk and people won't know what they're talking about. And Charlie has this ex-boyfriend named Lloyd, and Lloyd's a cop, and he like is mean to Hyro because he's jealous. And so then Lloyd like punches Hyro because Hyro's like wimpy kinda. And Charlie has this power where she can like remember stuff, like a lot of stuff. And yeah.
So does he save her when it comes?
The time hasn't come yet.
So you haven't finished it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, well, how old are they? Like, it said that her ex-boyfriend was a cop. How old are they?
Lloyd's like 23, and Charlie's 21, and Hyro's 21.
I got something. Why does his brother get mad about him fixing?
Because they're back on their way to Japan, and he's like, you don't need a girlfriend right now. And because they're just stopping to eat. And, yeah.
Wait, they came all the way from Japan to eat.
I don't know.
Okay, write that down. That's a question. Why are they here? They're in America?
Maybe they were just going.
They're going
see
to
her?
his dad's work.
Which is
A company
where? Here?
in Texas.
Oh, Texas. That's right. Okay, they're going. So it was just a pit stop. Okay, Kathy has a question.